So what is going on, guys? My name is Zero and welcome back to some more Battle for Neighborville here today on the channel. Today we are back with news from Neighborville. We have some things that we want to talk about in today's video that hopefully you guys are going to enjoy. And we're also going to be finishing off today's video with a little segment showing some concept art of Battle for Neighborville. So hopefully guys do stay tuned for today's video. Click the link down in the description to Instant Gaming to get yourself some amazing discounts on some amazing games. Before we get into the new stuff, first of all, let's take a look at what we got over the past week. First of all, we got Space Nuts added to the game, which is a new weekly event. It is Acorns versus Space Cadets, but it's basically Oak versus Space Station. It's Suburbanation. I haven't actually played it myself yet, but from what I've heard, it's a very one-sided Space Station brawl. The Space Station is very difficult to take out. However, the Space Nuts event is still in the game right now. You can play that until Tuesday when we should be getting another weekly event. So make sure you guys go and check it out. For those PC players, I did actually mention in last week's video that there was going to be a PC patch to fix a lot of the stuttering. That patch has rolled out. So if you haven't played PC recently, there is now a patch on the PC version, which is going to improve the game with stuttering. Sean Laker actually said on Twitter, PC patch fully deployed, hoping we made a dent in stuttering issues being encountered. For your information, there's also a small bug causing longer than intended cooldowns for character challenge keys. Looking into this now. That is also something that got fixed as well. For some reason in the game, it said a week and 2 days in last week's updates when it should have been a week. So you should get your next key probably on Tuesday coming up this way. So you'll actually have your third key on Tuesday, which means you'll have at least 3 weeks of challenges that you can complete for your characters. And then the following Tuesday afterwards, you will be able to get your 4th character key, which is going to allow you to complete all of the character challenges. Now, as far as last week's updates where we got a lot of character balancing changes, we actually have the full details on these changes as well. If you guys want to go read them for yourself, the link's down in the description. I'm going to go through just a brief summary of some of them so you can kind of get an idea of what characters were changed. The main ones we knew were Oak, Nightcap was changed, Foot Soldier, Colonel Con, and All-Star. They did make some other changes as well. For the Snapdragon, they actually changed the Blue Blazes ability a little bit. They extended the lifetime of the projectile from 8 seconds to 10 seconds. They lengthened the refresh time from 10 seconds to 17 seconds, so it's going to take longer for that ability to recharge. They increased the max speed of it. They increased the turn angle for it as well. They also increased the damage from 75 to 125, which is a significant buff to the ability as well. They also changed Citron's Juice Cannon, increasing his damage from 2 to 2.55. And they also buffed his EM Peach a little bit as well. They made a few changes to the Peel Shield as well, such as how much XP you get for blocking, and some delays and things like that. They also increased the damage of the Sunflower, which is something that I did not know. They increased the damage from 4.85 to 5.58, and they also increased the ability Sunny Side Up, where the Sun Drop health increased from 2 to 2.5. There's a bunch of other changes that you can check out on the website, so I'll leave that link down in the description if you do want to go and check them out. Now, they've also fixed some issues with the prize bulbs now, so your daily challenges should be fixed. You shouldn't have any issues with those, and we should be getting another weekly event on Tuesday, and of course, on Friday next week, it is the full launch of Battle for Neighborville. October the 18th, the game is completely fully launching, so that is going to be awesome. And we also have a few things which are going to be coming in the next update, or things that they're working on as well, and we can get this information from the Trello board. So they're actually investigating the XP and coin rates across all game modes. I believe there's a bugging name right now where you're earning more coins than intended in some of the bounties and things like that, so that's something that they're going to be looking at. They're also looking into how players are able to run and jump and avoid damage quite frequently, so that is something that they're also looking into. And then things which have been looked at and have been added to the game or fixed. Battle Arena matchmaking has been fixed, so you shouldn't have any issues there. The team swap glitch has also been fixed, so once again, you shouldn't have any issues. And like I mentioned, the challenges and the cooldowns and things like that have also been fixed. So that is pretty much all the information we do have to talk about in today's video. However, it is October, which means it's Blocktober. So I thought we'd finish off this video by taking a look at some concept art that the developers have released, showing exactly the development process of some of the new maps in Battle for Neighborville. So the first tweet we have is from Lubo, who posted an image of Daisy Drive, which of course is a remaster of Suburban Flats from Garden Warfare 1. He said, Daisy Drive is the first map that I made for Battle for Neighborville. Shots of the final LD blockout and the end result with art. So if you look at the first image, this is kind of like the blocky version of what Daisy Drive looked like. You can make out quite a few of the buildings and the trees and things like that. And then if we take a look at the second image, you can see what Daisy Drive turns into completely. I find this really fascinating that something so blocky and simple turns into something that looks so amazing. It's really cool, and that's why I'm sharing these images in today's video. The next image we have is from Kelvin. He's posted some images of Peachy District in early production. The first image, you can kind of see one of the first spawn points that you have, which looks really cool. Once again, very blocky. It's Blocktober, so you're kind of going to be seeing what these images look like initially, and then how they develop them into what you know and see in game. So you can kind of see like an outline of what things are going to be like. You can see quite a few of the buildings. That yellow car actually has quite a lot of detail in it already, but you can kind of get a brief overview of what the map is going to look like. The second image, of course, gives you what that looks like once all of the details and everything has been added. There's a lot of details on here, and to be honest, it's hard to actually know that it's the same map sometimes. It looks absolutely incredible. The next image we have is like a little overview from above of the first objective that you're going to be capturing. You can see the zombie spawn in the top left. You can see like the plant spawn in the top right. And you can see that first objective, what looks to be like a Dr. Zombos statue. And you kind of see all the buildings are highlighted in white. You've got a lot of other structures like trees and bushes and hedges and things like that. So that's like an overview of what it looks like, all nice and blocky. And then you move over to the final image, and boom. It looks amazing. I think it's really cool, and once again, it's amazing just to see how much the map changes from looking all blocky to being finished with all of the textures and details on it. It's really cool. We also have a few images of Weirding Woods being developed. You can actually see one of the blocky images here of the buildings. Now, what's interesting about this is like an early stage of the game. You can see in the far distance on the right, we see 2 buildings, but then if we move over to a slightly more updated version, you can see that one of those buildings has been moved and kind of turned around as well. So even now, they're kind of changing where they place buildings and structures and things like that. You can see, obviously, with the second image, it's changed. It's moved to a different location. And then the third image adds more detail, so you can kind of see how they add some of the textures. And then the fourth one is the finished product. So you can see, like, a zombie is kind of a bit happy in that bottom left as well. But you just see the progress of how things change. And even in that blocky stage, they're still changing things around. They're changing where they want the buildings to be, spinning them around, changing the way that they look and things like that. So it's nice to see that on this first image you saw the house, and then it was moved somewhere else for a second image. And the final image we're going to get to take a look at today is like a merged image altogether, and this is how Mount Steep, or some of Mount Steep, was created. The top two are like blocky versions, but obviously you can see the top left is like the oldest design, then the top right is like slowly adding some textures to the game. The bottom left is still not quite complete. You can see the sign doesn't have all its text on and things like that. And then the final product, which adds like shadows, or more shadows should I say, and some details to the road. You can see how much the map does transform. So it is Blocktober. Those are the images we have got so far. We have still got yet half of October to go, so we may see some more Blocktober images released throughout the month. And if we do get some, I will make a dedicated video talking about all of the Blocktober things. But hopefully you did like this little segment into news from Neighborville this week, and hopefully the information you did find out is very informative. So if you guys did enjoy today's video, make sure you drop a like down below. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Zero, and I will catch you all in another video.